Hello everyone, welcome back to Think Like a Chef. Ivan Orkin is known for his Shio Ramen. In fact, in his book he calls it his signature dish. So let's go ahead and cook that. The first thing I want you to do is prepare the ramen eggs. And we're going to do it in a very non-traditional style, namely by steaming. I doubt you've seen this in other ramen videos, but I'm going to teach you a method that produces amazingly soft, creamy eggs. And to top it off, see what I did there? It will be amazingly easy to peel. You'll want to bring the water to a boil quickly. So place in the steamer and turn the heat to high as it will go. Once the water is boiling, turn the heat down to medium and place in the eggs. I like to use a soup spoon to make it easy. You're going to cook the eggs for 6.5 minutes. You can take the eggs directly from the fridge. I calculated the duration for cold eggs as a matter of convenience. So let's set the timer and come back when it rings. Now, place the eggs in ice water and let them cool. What you should do is then move on to cooking the rest of the ramen. The longer you can keep them in the cold water, the better. The egg yolk will have a wonderful consistency. But I want to show you the results, so let's jump ahead in time. Steaming the eggs will make it super easy to peel. The membrane between the egg white and the shell has completely separated. Especially if you peel them under cold running water, it's super easy. Wow, look at the creamy egg yolk. That's exactly what you want. And it's really easy with the steam method. Next, let's make the katsuobushi salt. Actually, we're not going to do that. That's because most people don't have the katsuobushi. That's basically dried bonita flakes. And if you don't know what bonita flakes are, no worries. Do you see why we're not going to make that? Instead, we're going to use instant dashi and salt. Ivan's recipe calls for baking the flakes, but instead, we're going to toast them on the pan instead. Easier, faster, and quick cleanup after. So let the dashi and salt toast, and when you smell that wonderful aroma coming from the pan, then you'll know it's time. We're going to grind the mixture in a mortar and pestle. Grinding the dashi and salt will bring out even more flavors. Later, I realized I should have done more grinding, but it still worked out fine. I think this is an improvement on Ivan's method. Now let's make what people love with ramen, the pork chasu. The traditional method takes about 2 days. That's marinating the pork overnight and cooking it on the pan. We're going to take another shortcut here. Go ahead and take the pork straight from the freezer. I'm using pork loin here. Pour some chicken broth and drop in the pork. Here, I'm using my own homemade mix. Once the internal temperature reaches 135 Fahrenheit, then it's ready. Make sure to keep the water because we're going to use it as part of our soup base. Now, we're going to sear the pork on all sides for maximum flavor. Don't overdo it so that you cook the inside. You want a quick caramelization and that's it. So you got Fuji apple, shallots, garlic, peeled ginger. His recipe used yellow onions, but I only had shallots, so let's use that. Drop all of that into a blender. Pour in vegetable oil. I like to use avocado because it's relatively a healthy oil. Now blend it into very small pieces. Pour some water into the hot pan to cool it down. You'll also want to scrape up all the caramelized fond from searing the pork. Now pour in the tare and let it simmer in the oil. Keep the heat on medium so you don't burn the ingredients. Again, when you smell that aroma coming from the pan, you'll know that it's done. Okay, the secret of Ivan's Shio Ramen, it's actually his special Shio tare. It's basically a version of the South American sofrito. Surprise! If you're unfamiliar, a sofrito is small diced aromatics simmered in oil. It's very popular in Latin America, and Ivan uses it here. Let's heat up the broth and pour in the liquid from poaching the pork loin. That's going to lift up the flavor even more. I took these noodles straight from the freezer. They are from the Making Ramen Noodles video. If you want to learn how to make these, I'll post the link in the description. Alright, it's time to put it all together. Ivan's recipe calls for a combination of pork and chicken fat, and I'm adding them here. But if you don't have them, it's fine. The broth will still be delicious. So this part is showing you how the ingredients should be assembled together. The ingredients are added in a certain order to maximize flavor. It's part of Ivan's recipe and I'm following it here. I also added some Chinese hot chili paste because I love the taste and I like my ramen spicy. As for the salt mixture, you should adjust that to your taste. I'm on a low sodium diet, so I start with half and then taste and adjust. So there you have it. I'm doing a ramen series, so if you want more videos, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.